Hey guys, it's Claude, and today we're going to have a deck opening for Rick Fulford. Let's see if I can get a better spot to grab this. Here we go. Yes, we are finally back to our patron openings. A little late in the month, but, you know, holidays, a lot of things kind of going on. Plus, I wanted to make that strategy video where I talked about some of the old cards that might have gained some value thanks to Worlds Collide being released. There's a decent chance we might end up making some more of those videos in the future. I don't want to promise once a week, but, you know, maybe. It's kind of weird. A little bit of damage. Maybe this box had fallen. Yeah. Okay. Well, Rick, good luck to you. And let's see what you get inside here. Hope you get a new house. And we're trying to avoid Brobnar. Wow, Brobnar. Now, don't get me wrong. I actually do want to make a video discussing Brobnar. I think we need to look at it a little bit differently than we have in the past. And it might make it where we can find where it will have some value. Alright, so Yellow Archon, and, oh my gosh. Okay, Brobnar, I kind of wish I already had made that video. Untamed, and the last house is Dis. The Preposterous Master of Moon Parva, okay, interesting name. Just a big, wide, bug-looking Archon there. Alright, good luck, Rick. Yeah, there's a good shot we're going to have to make a video discussing Brobnar. I think it does actually have some uses. We're just so used to looking at it from a different point of view. And I do think that we'll be able to do something really cool with Brobnar here in the future. Alright, hopefully we'll find a good one right now. Starting off with, Untamed, it's Mimicry. When you play this card, treat it as a copy of an action card in your opponent's discard pile. This card is so good. Mab the Mad, and whenever you play it, 2-power Reap. Shuffle it into your deck. It's kind of like a fixed Time Traveler. Obviously, you don't get to draw 2 cards, but it's very similar to the Time Traveler. Instrument of Silence. It's an upgrade. This creature gains Skirmish and Fight. Gain 1 Amber. That's a good card, actually. Grasping Vines. Amber in every plate. Return up to 3 artifacts to their owner's hands. Unnatural Selection. This card is actually a staple in Untamed. I'm glad you have it. Amber, whenever you play it, choose 3 friendly creatures and 3 enemy creatures. Destroy each other creature. So if you did see my last strategy video, I talked about how it is very important to be able to control your opponent's board. And this is a great way to do that. Keeping your 3 best creatures, allowing your opponent to only keep their 3 worst creatures, it's a really good effect. Song of the Wild. For the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature gains Reap, gain an Amber. Oh, you got 2 of those. See some creatures then. Rust Gnars, 4-power. Fight. Destroy an artifact. If that artifact had an Amber bonus, you gain that much Amber. Molfin is 3-power. Hazardous 3. After Amber is stolen from you, deal 1 damage to each enemy creature for each Amber stolen. Imprinted Murmuk, 3-power. Elusive. Your keys cost 1 less Amber. Fantastic. Oh, Ghost Hawk. That's going to go really well with those Songs of the Wild. 2-power, Deploy, so it can go anywhere in your battle line. Play, you may reap with each neighboring creature 1 at a time. So good. Deep Wood Druid, 3-power, Deploy, play, reap, fully heal a neighboring creature. Now we're on to Dis, Wretched Doll. This artifact. It is such a slow version of removal. I guess since it's reusable, it's okay. Action, if there's a Doom counter in play, destroy all creatures with Doom counters. Otherwise, put a Doom counter on a creature. Spider's 2-power Skirmish. Gains poison while attacking an enemy flank creature. Soul Keeper. Seem to get that quite a bit lately. It's an upgrade, and whenever you play it, this creature gains Destroy. Destroy the most powerful enemy creature, good against Saurians. Speaking of good against Saurians, it's Hysteria. Return each creature to its owner's hand. Great for picking up some free Amber. The Evil Eye. Amber whenever you play it, keys cost +3 Amber during your opponent's next turn. Rot Grub, 1 power. Whenever you play it, your opponent loses 1 Amber. Whenever you reap with it, archive it. Not finished with you, Amber, whenever you play it, shuffle any number of creatures from your discard pile into your deck. Inspector is 2-power. When he's destroyed, purge a random card from your opponent's hand. A second one of those. Harbinger of Doom, 2-power, 3 armor. Destroyed, destroy each creature. So, type of board wipe there. Exhume, Amber, whenever you play it, choose a creature in your discard pile. You may play that creature as if it belonged to the active house and was in your hand. It's a very good card. Oh, wait a minute. Draining Touch. We're going to have to talk about this later. Destroy a creature with no Amber on it. That's a good card. Now we're on to Brobnar, and check it out. It's a brew. Mog Hunters, to be specific. Amber, whenever you play it, give a creature 2 +1 power counters. That's pretty good. I'm becoming a big fan of those brews, and check it out. Mega Mog Hunter is 8-power. Fight. Deal 2 damage to a flank creature. It's actually really nice. The 6-power usually works out on a regular Mog Hunter, but just being able to survive at least another fight and get that additional fight effect is very nice. Let's kind of check out this picture. So a lot of these, when it comes to the megas, they have like some extra, it's usually the yellow, like the flames and things going on. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe the armor was a little bit larger. Maybe we'll get a normal Mog Hunter in here so we can try and compare the pictures, but that's usually what it is, usually just kind of flame. So I'm going to guess it's the spear there. It's the first time I've seen the Mega Mog Hunter. Oh, Old Boomy, 2-power Reap. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a Brobnar card or choose to stop. Deal 2 damage to Old Boomy if a Brobnar card is revealed. Archive each card revealed this way. We opened this in our last deck. I'm a fan of this. I don't think it should have been a Brobnar card though. Ooh, Iron Obelisk. Fantastic. It's an artifact. Your opponent's keys cost +1 amber for each friendly damaged Brobnar creature. Please, please give us the Brobnar creatures. Okay, I should have been specific. Okay, let's put this back for a second. Let's reset this. Please give us some big Brobnar creatures that can have damage counters on them, not Slimy Jark. Oh gosh. Why? Okay, so Slimy Jark is 1 power, skirmish and elusive. Fight, enrage the creature Slimy Jark fights. I mean, I guess it's nice being able to enrage some creatures, but that does not go at all with the Iron Obelisk. I guess unless we use the Brew to put 2 +1 power counters on it, but I feel like that's a waste. Skull is 3 power, Assault 3. After an enemy creature is destroyed by Skull's assault damage, give a friendly creature a +1 power counter. That's actually pretty nice. This card's great against elusive creatures, obviously, and then giving your Brobnar creatures +1 power might be extremely relevant thanks to that Iron Obelisk. Ogopogo 6 power. After it attacks and destroys a creature, you may deal 2 damage to a creature, so kind of like a different version of Mog Hunter. Gravel Guts is 5 power. After an enemy creature is destroyed fighting Gravel Guts, give Gravel Guts 2 +1 power counters. Looks like your Brobnar is all about the plus power counters. Hey, we do have a regular Mog Hunter. Very nice. 6 power, fight, deal 2 damage to a flame creature. Let's just go ahead and compare those right now. Kind of excited we can check it out. Okay, so it looks like, okay, I see. So on the shoulder pads, we have some flames coming out of those. For some reason, the stick is bigger. No, it's just actually blown up. So this picture is out some, and this is in some. So it's not that the stick itself is bigger, because it doesn't make sense. The regular Mog Hunter would have a bigger stick anyway. But from what I can tell here, it looks like... Actually, I'll tell you what's real weird. This one has more flames, it looks like. Did they mess up these pictures? Obviously, they didn't, because we have the flames coming out of the shoulder pads, but this really should have been just a big flame coming out. Be like a huge flame spear. Alright, so I'm glad we at least got to compare those pictures. It feels like it's the least drastic out of all of them. Calfine is 5 power. Before the fight, deal 2 damage to each neighbor of the creature Calfine fights. Volcano. Deal 4 damage to each creature, gain 2 chains. This card is so much better than it looks. Think about how many of our Brobnar creatures can survive this effect. Obviously we want to play this before we play our Brobnar creatures. But more importantly, think about how many Star Alliance creatures this card takes care of. This is a great card against Star Alliance. And the more I play with it, the more I really enjoy this card. Last card of the deck is Alaka. 4 power. If you have used the creature to fight this turn, Alaka enters play ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the Amber up in this deck. Let's see here. Seemed to be okay. I don't remember too much inside of Brobnar other than maybe the Brew. But we did have a lot of creatures, which was nice. So yeah, just the Brew when it comes to Amber inside of Brobnar. I don't think Dis had too much either, right? It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's a weird sort of Dis. Uh-oh. We're going to put Ghost Talk up there. Let's see. Song of the Wild. We'll probably get some Amber off that. Instrument of Silence is actually going to be really good in here. I love putting this on my Brobnar creatures. I have a deck that I get to do that with, and that's really strong. Decent chance Mimicry is actually going to be some sort of either Amber Control or Amber Gain inside of this deck, so I think we're going to pull this up as well. We're just going to call it 1. Honestly, worst case scenario, this card is 1 Amber. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. 14 is quite a bit more than I was expecting, honestly, whenever I went through this. And I might have been a little bit generous to the Song of the Wild, so even if we call it 13, and you only get value out of one of these, because 2 of these, there's a greater odds you're going to have one early, maybe before you can even have an Untamed board to reef with. But then again, being able to call another house first, and then combining this with the Ghost Talk, that's going to get you 4 Amber. That's pretty solid. Alright, let's get our Amber Control. So once again, Mimicry is usually Amber Control. The Evil Eye is pretty good. And I know we're going to have the Iron Obelisk coming up here. There we go. see, Rot Grub. Ooh, we didn't have that much in this. Oh boy. And Molfin, once again, not always amber control. Oh, jeez. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. That's a really light amber control count. Luckily, Iron Obelisk is in here, so at least we have one huge amber control card. And you know what? As we get the creatures up, we're going to definitely check out, see exactly how many Brobnar creatures we had. I'm pretty sure we had a decent amount. Now, to be fair, at least 2 of those were smaller, a 1 power and a 2 power. Let's pull up all the creatures now. Then once we get all those and we see just how many are in here, we'll talk a little bit of some of the strategies this deck can do. And maybe where I think this deck shines. Okay, yeah, it was a lot of Brobnar. Yeah, a decent amount in Untamed. Alright, so we have 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, 20 is very good. Especially with the way I think this deck is going to operate. Yeah, I like seeing 20 there. That's very, very nice. And like 21 with Exhume makes it even better. Exhume is always going to be the best target in your discard pile. There's actually a decent chance that you might want to Exhume something like a Ghost Hawk. Just to be able to get 2 more Amber sometimes. It could be a nice burst potential. As far as artifact control, it really just came down to Rustnar. But okay, let's get our Brobnar creatures up here. So Old Boomy, Slimy Jar, kind of small. Skull is small, but that assault damage allows you to take out creatures, prevent it from taking some damage, and then putting those +1 power counters, those add up. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that's a good looking Brobnar. At least we have some decent power here. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures that should survive some fights in Brobnar, so that's pretty nice. Get a little bit of damage on them, make the Iron Obelisk, make your opponent have to pay a lot of Amber for their keys. I like how controlling this is against a lot of the smaller houses and even something like Star Alliance. I mean, we got a lot of just extra damage sitting here. I mean, check this out. Skull gets a free 3 damage, can pump up our creatures. Ogopogo, kill a creature, do 2 damage to a creature. Mog Hunters being able to do 2 damage to flanks, whether it's Mega or the normal. Calfine can spread out that damage. Alaka can get us another hit if we need it. Or potentially just Reap on the same turn we had to fight anyway. Gravel Guts getting bigger. Yeah, the Brobnar is actually not too bad in here. And if we need more power counters, we have the Brew to help take care of that as well. So it makes them last a little bit longer so the Iron Obelisk can really do its job. A couple things I'd like to talk about. And if you saw my last video, Hysteria is fantastic. It's good against Saurians. Actually, I kind of like one thing here. You have, let's see here, between Volcano and Hysteria, you have 2 great ways to deal with the 2 brand new houses. And that's really awesome to see. Plus, this Draining Touch, I said I wanted to get back to it a little bit later. Draining Touch is a great combo with Harbinger. Sometimes you struggle trying to get Harbinger off the board because maybe your opponent doesn't have like a 5-power creature to kill it in one go. So something like Draining Touch combined with it, you're able to drop down the Harbinger and then immediately Draining Touch it, wipe the board. Then you can drop down maybe your Imp Specters, or whatever other sort of small disc creatures we had in here, Rot Grub, Spider, and then hopefully be able to control the board a little bit while your opponent's trying to recoup. And Exhume will help with that as well. This package is suspiciously good. It doesn't look great on the surface, but overall, whenever you combine some of these cards together, it's not too bad. Oh, actually, we did have another artifact control here with Grasping Vines. Instrument of Silence is going to be fantastic on your Brobnar creatures. Being able to keep them from taking some damage is going to be very powerful. When you put something like that on a Mega Mog Hunter, you're talking 8 damage, +2, 10 damage every turn. You're taking no damage back and you're gaining an Amber. That's pretty solid. Old Boomy is essentially just going to be card draw in here. You're going to hopefully try and archive as many cards as possible. You're going to lose them. You get an Amber whenever you Reap with them. But being able to set up a big turn later on could be pretty nice. It will also help you be able to combo with some of the things that this deck is trying to do. The Harbinger plus Draining Touch. Maybe the Ghost Hawk with 2 Song of the Wilds. That would be pretty insane. Another thing you could do, if one of your Brobnar creatures is getting weak and you don't necessarily need your opponent to have to pay additional Amber from the Iron Obelisk because maybe they're not ready, the Deepwood Druid in here is pretty good. The Untamed is a very solid supporting house in this deck. Actually, all these houses, for the cards themselves not being overpowered, I think in conjunction they all work pretty well together. So at least this deck does have that going for it. The one not finished with you being able to bring back potentially, what was it, 8 or 9 Brobnar creatures? That could be big. Especially considering the Brobnar creatures are going to be a big target because of your Iron Obelisk. Alright Rick, well I hope you like your new deck, and I hope the rest of you watching this video enjoyed seeing this deck opened up. If you saw any combos maybe that I missed, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks as always for watching my videos, and I will see you guys next time.